All right, guys. So it's now April 7th. Um, I didn't get to do much in video after surgery because I was so out of it and in so much pain. Um, as you can see, in the beginning when we first got there, everybody was great. They got me ready and took care of me, and uh, they took me back to the operating room. And in there, they administered the anesthesia, but we had a problem because they didn't have another transporter to transfer me from the bed, uh, from the regular bed to the operating table. So that was kind of messed up because these ladies, uh, they needed to make sure I had this other blanket under me that has straps on it so that they could carry you over to the bed once they're done. And I told them just put that blanket on on the operating table, and then I'll climb up there. And as I was about to do that, a man came in and he basically helped the ladies just kind of pick me up and drag me over to the operating table. So I felt kind of bad for the ladies, but they were very nice. Um, and then so the anesthesia kicked in and I was out. And next thing you know, I was waking up in my room, and well, no, I woke up. I woke up in some space. I guess they take you after surgery. And when I woke up, like I was in so much pain that the poor nurse that was there with me. Um, I wish I could like call her and tell her how sorry I am, and if I said anything rude to her. I don't think I did, but I know I was in so much pain that I was like screaming, and it's very hard for me to cry. So, and I've been in worse situations, you know, um, but the pain from this one, I can't explain it. I think maybe I was panicking, but also feeling the pain because most situations you could control and you can kind of figure out what to do, or this I had no idea. I was just waking up and all of a sudden this pain just like starts ripping through my body, and I was in there screaming like, oh my God, please help me, please help. And the lady was like, I'm administering some pain medication, we're so sorry, I'm giving you the morphine now. Like, they had to put me back to sleep because I was screaming so loud, and I think I was like scaring the other patients that was in there. I don't know if they had already had their surgeries and went through that, or you know, I don't know. But everybody, I could tell, like as they was putting me back to sleep, I could tell that people were looking at me and they were concerned, like what happened with him. And so I don't know, man. I really was losing my mind. I was screaming like there was so I couldn't take the pain. I'm like I'm about to die. Like, please help me. I kept saying, somebody please help me. And then the lady came and she's like, I'm so sorry. We're gonna administer morphine, um, and then put you back to and it may put you back to sleep. And I was like screaming like, please help me, please help me. And then she was about to walk away, and I think I like grabbed her hem like, lady, please don't fucking leave me, please help me. And she's like looking at me like, I got you, I'm not going anywhere, I just got to make sure that I get the medicine. And I'm like, I can't take you, please hurry, please hurry. And hopefully I didn't hurt her when I grabbed her, because I had no control over my motor skills, you know what I'm saying. I'm surprised I even grabbed her hand, but I'm like, please help me and don't leave me. So they gave me some morphine and I ended up passing out. And next thing, I woke up in my room. Um, but because of that, when I woke up, I was so out of it that I wasn't able to really film. So Portia got some footage of me kind of just in the room after, but I was out of it. So, um, yeah, guys, this thing is it's tough, man. This is day one after surgery. Um, well, yeah, because I came home today. So yeah, the surgery was yesterday. So this is day one after surgery. Uh, this last night when I was in the hotel, last night when I was in the room, all the doctors that were there during the day, all the nurses, they were great. But then when they switched to night shift, it just was a whole different vibe, man. Everybody that worked on the night shift was all assholes, and nobody wanted to help me. I was supposed to get up and walk for a couple minutes every hour. Nobody came and checked on me for 3-4 hours at a time. So and they would tell me when you're ready to walk, just push the button and somebody will come help you. But every time I pushed the button, it seemed like people had an attitude. I would press the button and they would say, "What do you want?" or "What can I do for you?" or "What do you need?" And if any of my employees answered my phone like that or said that to one of our customers, it's different, I guess, because I have a customer client relationship. But if I'm like that dealing with people that I'm not actually inflicting pain on, or I don't have anything to do with the pain that they, are having throughout that day, if I could be more courteous to them, then nurses and doctors, and excuse me, y'all, I'm jacked up here, but nurses and doctors have to do better. I don't care how much you hate your job. I don't care. I don't care who was mean to you in the other room. I'm not being mean to you. I'm being very polite, and I spent the whole evening trying to make people treat me better, by trying to make them laugh or asking if they were okay, when I'm the one paying you fucking people and I'm the one laid up here in the hospital messed up, So at some point I'm like, all right, well, nobody's going to take me on a walk. So I ended up unplugging everything my damn self, because they put these things around your legs to kind of like, oh shit, people. They put these things around your legs to kind of keep the blood circulation so you don't get blood clots. And I just started unhooking everything and took myself on a walk. And so the first walk I went on was still during the day shift, right before they switched to the night shift. So the people that was there, 2 ladies and a guy, they were fantastic. And they really helped me out. They got me out of the bed. They put the strap around me. The guy put the strap around me to keep me up. And they were very, very helpful. You know what I mean? So, but then that night shift came and it was just like I was just on my own. You would have thought I was at a hospital, like in some crazy place. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I pay a lot of money for insurance, and I think I should have got better treatment. I really do. I was treated like shit. I don't like to hear, I'm a boss. It'd be different. I think for most people, they don't run companies, so they don't understand customer service or servicing people. As a nurse though, you took that job on, and if you took it on just to make money, then you shouldn't be able to work that job, because of course you need money and you need to work, but if you take it on the job of being a nurse or a doctor, your job is to service people. You're studying to assist people with becoming better and healthier and living a better life. It's not like just going somewhere to answer the phones or to sweep and mop a building. Even though I think you should take the same mentality in everything you do. But that's why people don't like me and people treat me like shit, because I'm too nice and I'm too considerate. And so I never get anywhere that I want to be in life, because I'm always considerate of people's feelings. So therefore, I'm always lowering my standards. I'm always demeaning myself. I'm always lowering myself to be at the same level as most people so that they don't feel uncomfortable. And I'm very sick of that shit. So last night was so tough, man. And then they were not coming on time. You know what I mean? So I had to eat. I had to sit there without water for a while, and I was sipping on it. Um, they give you this cup here, and they fill it up with ice and water, and then you kind of just pour this into the little ounce cups they give you, and you got to sip on those. But I didn't have any problem drinking water. Uh, they bring you like tea and broth and a Jello, but the first guy that brought the tray with the shit on it, there was no spoon and there was no tea packet. So I just had a cup of warm water, and I'm like, I hit the button, and again somebody was like, "What do you need?" And I'm like, "Well, they just brought me some stuff, but there's no packet of tea." And they're like, yeah, well, that's the cafeteria people or whatever she said. Yeah, that's them. So I'll see if I can find somebody to get that to you. Like, what is that shit about? If I was there, somebody would have said that to me. I'd have said, okay, no problem, Mister Such and Such. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get on that. I'll go get that for you, and I would have handled it. But all night, all I kept getting was, "Oh, that's these people's problem. That's not our problem. Oh, that's this doctor. I'm not your doctor. Oh, I'm sorry. That's this nurse. Your nurse is this nurse. I'm not your nurse." What does it matter? Because if I'm pressing the button and it's just ringing to anybody, then that should obviously mean that whoever the fuck answers this thing needs to take care of me or find the person to take care of me. Don't tell me, "Oh, that's the other nurse's problem. That's not my problem." One girl said, "I don't know why this thing keeps ringing me because I'm not your nurse." I'm like, what? This is the shit I gotta go through, you know? So it was a rough night, man. And then I couldn't sleep because the thing that reads your blood pressure, it kept beeping all night saying I had low oxygen, even though I was on the oxygen thing. And so I took the thing off my finger, and that was at like 4 o'clock. And then it was off my finger for 4 hours. So at 8 o'clock, somebody comes in there and is like, "You need to." The lady comes in there, she's like, "Do you have your finger?" And I'm irritated already. And I'm like, "What do you mean? Do I have my finger? Of course I have my finger." And she's like, "Where's the thing at?" And I'm like, "What thing?" And she walks over and she picks the thing up with the heart monitor in the thing that goes on your finger. And she's like, "You need to keep this on." I said, "It won't stop beeping and I can't sleep." And she's like, "Well, just hit the silent button." And I'm like, "There's no way to turn this shit off?" And she's like, "No, just keep hitting the silent button." Mind you, I just got out of surgery the day before, and all night I haven't been able to sleep. I'm in so much pain. They've been taking forever to keep coming in here giving me medicine. So so I'm like, I'm not going through this shit. Like I'm not about to keep this thing on my finger and then it keeps beeping. And she's like, "Well, it's not beeping now, so I don't know what's happening when you have it on, but it's not doing it now, so it should be fine." I said, "Stand there and wait. You just stand right there." And as soon as she got to the door, it started beeping. Then she's like, "Hit the silent button." I hit the silent button. 5 seconds later, it started beeping again. I said, "It's going to keep doing that shit." It's just like, "Yeah, well, just deal with it. You'll be okay." I said, "Is anybody here going to fucking be happy today? All night I've been dealing with shit. Is anybody happy? Does anybody want to come to work?" And I only say those things coming from my position of owning my business, that I wish my employees would be around me acting like that. Because my next question is, does anybody want to work today? Because if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. But we're not going to treat other people like shit because you don't want to be here. That's what's not about to happen. So I kind of get into my boss mode when people start treating me like that. Is there a problem? Do you want to be here? Because if you don't, then you don't need to keep coming in my room. because I'm the one laying up here in pain and just had surgery. So I don't have to deal with your shit. And she's like, yeah, well, I just got here, and when I have my coffee, maybe I'll let me get my coffee, and maybe I'll come back in a better mood. And I'm like, what? Okay. I said, yeah, okay. So, it was really a rough night for me, man. So I didn't feel like filming. I'm just like, they kept leaving my door open. I kept asking the door for them to close the door. I kept asking. One time I asked for water. She put my cup there and left it. And then I just had to get up and walk myself. And then when I came back, the cup was still there. And so I ring the bell and I'm like, yeah, the RN said she was gonna give me some more water. Um, I don't have any water. And then the lady's like, yeah, well, when she comes in, tell her that. I said, I don't know how long it's gonna take her to come back because she only comes in here every 3 to 4 hours. So what am I supposed to do? And then the RN comes in there and she's giving me medicine and she's like, do you need anything else? She's asking me, do I want to put this ice pack on my stomach? And I'm like, no, that ice pack ain't doing shit for me. I don't want that. I said, I need some more water though. She's like, oh yeah. Sorry about that. And then grabs my cup and goes and gets me ice and water. But I'm like, I've been sitting here for 2 hours after I came back from my walk because the lady told me she's not, basically it wasn't her problem and that I needed to wait for you to come back in the room, and you didn't come back until 2 hours after that. So I was pretty pissed, man. And I didn't treat nobody like shit. I didn't say nothing, you know and that's one of my downfalls too. I don't treat people how they treat me. So I didn't say anything, I just said okay. And then my bandage was coming off on my hand where they had the IV at, and this shit, like, I don't know if you can see, but let's see. Okay, there we go. You see that big red mark right there? They couldn't get the fucking IV in, so they had to do that shit like 3 times. And but the bandage was like all on my hand and up here, and the bandage was coming off of my hand, and I told her, like, can you tape this down? And she's like, yeah, I'll take care of it. And then she leaves. I didn't see her for another 2 hours. Then she comes back in there and she's like asking me questions and shit. And then before she leaves, she's like, you want an ice pack? And I'm like, no, I don't want the ice pack. It's not going to help me. She's like, okay, do you need anything else? Do you need anything else? And I'm like, every time because I was freezing, so I had on this. All I had on was this gown, this little thin ass hospital gown, and I didn't stay in the bed. I got in the chair because laying in the bed was so painful, and it's not very much cushion. So I got into this chair that they had in there, and that was very comfortable. So I sat in that all night. But so every time I put my hand under one of the little blankets, it pulls on my thing, and that shit was hurting so bad because of the way they put it in my wrist. So I'm like, I need this taped down or retaped, because every time I move my hand, it moves. And she's like, oh yeah, sorry, I'll get to it. And she never got to it until the morning time, right when it was about to do shift change. And she's like, she asked me, she came in there, gave me some medicine, and she's like, do you need anything else? And I'm guessing she was expecting me to say no, because I've been saying shit to her all night. And then the other 3 times she came in there, I'm like, no, I don't need nothing, because I done already asked you, and you keep ignoring me. And even when I went on my walk, one of my walks in the hallway, she's walking around the hallway on her phone. And I'm like, shouldn't you be asking me, like, why are you out here by yourself? But shouldn't you be saying, "Oh, hey, Mike, we could have helped you, you know, or I would have came and got you. Are you okay? And let me make sure you get back to your room and shit." But no, she looked right at me and then kept going the other way. I'm like, okay. So she asked me if I needed anything else, and I said, yes. Can you give me the ice pack? Because at this point, I'm like, I don't know what else to do because the medicine ain't working that y'all giving me. Just give me the ice pack. And then um, she's like, the ice pack. I say, yes, the one you've been asking me about all night. And she picks up the ice pack and she rolls her eyes like, okay, I guess I'll be right back. And now you're mad because basically it's like she gonna go tell whoever the fuck she telling. I asked him if he wanted the ice pack twice and he said no. And now all of a sudden he wants it. Yeah, well, if I didn't fucking want it before and I want it now, that's my right. And that's, I'm not one of those people that's like do your job type of people, because I don't own you and I'm not your boss and I don't pay you. Well, technically I do, but I don't. So I'm not one of those type of people. But in this situation, you do need to do your job. If I didn't want it before, I didn't want it before. But I'm telling you, I want it now. So don't roll your eyes and make it seem like I'm burdening you by asking you to do something for me that you're supposed to do. And then when she came back, I'm like, can you please get some tape and tape this thing up on my hand? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll take care of it. But that was because there was other people in the room. So, and then that lady after that, with her little attitude, talking about the finger thing, and then gonna tell me if after I have some coffee, maybe I'll come back in a better mood or I have a better attitude. Yeah, don't worry about it. So I don't know, man. I had a rough night and a rough morning, and there's nothing I could do about it. And the weird thing to me is when I was walking, right, I see, because I'm the only black person in there, I see all these little white ladies running around all these other rooms, and they, giggling and laughing with the patients, and, hand on shoulder, hand on thigh. I'm comforting you. I'm here for you. I'm happy to do my job for you. But I got ignored all fucking night. And the only person that I saw was the black lady. And then there was another lady named Linda or something that was coming in there. But she was even seeming like it was irritating for her to have to come deal with me. But when I walk around, everybody's in all these other rooms having a grand old time, watching TV with the patients and shit. And I've been sitting in here. I had all the lights off, so because of my eyes was hurting, my head was hurting. I was in so much pain, my head was starting to hurt. So people say, why would you bring race into this? Well, I don't know how the fuck you would feel if you was the only fucking white person in the place, and then all the black people was running around and everybody was helping everybody except for you. So, and there ain't shit I could do about it because nobody gives a shit. But I wasn't comforted. I wasn't made to feel comfortable. I wasn't taken care of, I'm in a lot of pain right now. So, but I tried to drink a protein shake, but my stomach hurt so bad I could only get a couple sips, and I'm just drinking this water. They say don't use a straw, but it's been helping me because I don't have those little cups here like I had at the hospital. And really, I'm just wetting my whistle. So this is going to be very hard for me to try to stay hydrated, because if you drink too much, it starts to hurt. You know, up top here, it starts to hurt. So, and I got a little thing, a urinal on the side of my bed because I'm here by myself. So, the missus is doing one of the buildings that I do every night. She's helping me and doing that for me for a week. I should be able to walk next week, and then she'll help me, but I'll help her uh, as much as I can. But um, I guess y'all can see these scars if you want, but so this is the incisions. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and the doctor was saying that because I have so much muscle in the area where he was trying to do the hernia, that they had to pump me up with air to get, I guess, around the muscle to deal with the hernia. And so, but after he said because there's so much muscle, like he couldn't push the air out of my stomach. So I'm still in pain, uh, but he says it's probably mostly because of the air he wasn't able to push out. Because I guess usually after they put air in you to expand you, they're able to push it out. But I have so much muscle right here that he said he couldn't get the air out. Well, he wasn't able to get all the air out. So, yeah, I had to deal with that, and I'm dealing with that. But I haven't been able to pass gas. I haven't really burped. I started. He tried to make me cough, but when I cough, I get the hiccups for some reason. And so when I told him that I was gonna get the hiccups, and I don't know if he believed me or not, but it happens every time I cough like real bad, then I get the hiccups right after. So once the hiccups started, like that caused me so much pain inside, and I was like ready to drop a tear behind that because I was so hurt. And he's like, "Yeah, that area is where we did the hernia at," and so where they fixed the hernia. So all up here is what hurts mostly. The stomach area and everything, I don't even feel that, I don't think, because I'm dealing with the hernia pain. So I'm like, man, he's like, yeah, you're a strong dude, man, and you know, I have to set up appointments and shit, follow ups, but they also got me doing this breathing thing. So this thing you gotta blow into and get up to the goal line. Um, and you got to do that 10 times a day, so like twice every hour, and you just blow. I mean, you got to breathe in, I'm sorry. So you got to breathe in with that thing, and because of the hernia, and I'm unable to like breathe. I'm on oxygen right now. I'll tell you about that too. But because of the hernia, um, I need to breathe and I need to cough because he said I'm gonna get pneumonia if I don't keep my lungs open. And then at nighttime when I'm trying to sleep, I'm not getting enough oxygen because I'm in pain, so I'm not breathing right. So they gave me an oxygen tank, which I don't know if you can see it over there. They gave me the oxygen tank and then gave me a number to some people that was supposed to bring me like a machine to the house. So when we got home, we called the people for the machine, and mind you, they gave me an oxygen tank that was almost empty anyway. And then we called the place that they gave us the number to, and these people are like, "Oh, damn, I'm in pain, y'all." And these people are like, "Well, we can't go through the insurance because you weren't at the hospital for anything that has to do with why you would need a breathing machine. Like I wasn't there for like uh heart, like lung problems. So they're like, the insurance is not going to pay us, so you're going to have to pay out of pocket. And I'm like, if the doctor is telling you that I need the machine, why does it matter if I was? Why does it matter what I was there for if the doctor is saying he needs this machine? They wouldn't have given me that to bring home if I didn't need it. Unless they just giving everybody oxygen tanks. Y'all let me know if you had bariatric surgery and something and nothing was wrong with you. Did they give you a tank? Because if that's the case, then I get it. But I don't think they just handing tanks out to everybody. I need this. I need this oxygen because they don't. My heart rate drops too low while I'm sleeping because I'm not getting enough oxygen. So they talking about it's gonna be $250. I think they said a week for me to rent it, and I'm like, what? I don't. I don't. I don't believe it. If the doctor is saying I need it, then you trying to tell me the insurance won't cover it, and I'm not gonna get it. So I'm just trying to save this for, you know, sleep and everything, and then I got all these medications that they want me to be taking, but they cost so much money. One of the medicines is $70. The other one is 60. One is 38. One is 10. One is I believe 25. Um, and then another one is $75. So I'm at $200 worth of medicine. So I'm like, I don't have that money right now to do that. I just had to pay for all this shit. Uh, Not necessarily, but like my co-pays, I had to spend a lot of money on hiring people. So I don't have the money right now. But I don't know. God'll make a way. You know what I'm saying? So that means no pain medicine, none of the gout medicine that's supposed to get rid of that uric acid. None of the what's what's the other one? They want me to take like this like Miralax powder, and that shit was $75 from the pharmacy. I'm like, fuck that. I'll just go to the over the counter and just get Miralax for $12 or whatever it is. Why would I pay $75 for 15 of these packets when I can get a little bottle that's good for 7 days for $12? So unless that has something different than what the Miralax is, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so if he prescribed it, then maybe he knows best, but I don't know. So, but he did pray with me before we went back. That was nice of him, and yeah, man, my wife came, and right when she came, I was arguing with the lady about this other lady about the beeping, and then she's like, "Well, I can discharge you if you want to go." And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to go," you know. And she's like, "Who's here to pick you up?" I said, "My wife will be up here in a few seconds." And then my wife came in the room, and I said, she already knew how I was being treated because I was on the phone with her. And then I said, when she came in the room, I said, "Now watch how all these people change now that you're here." And all these girls started talking nicely and speaking to her. And okay, so he needs to do this, and we're going to dismiss him. I need a little time. It will be around 12, 1 o'clock. And I said, "You see how they would treat me like shit all night and all morning. And then when you come in here, they got a whole different demeanor." And the lady that told me once she had her coffee, she'll come back with a better attitude. She never told me her name, so I didn't know her name. But then the directors, uh, the directors of the bariatric people came, and they were asking me, how was the service, and was I okay? and they gave me like a bag with a water bottle in it for drinking. That was nice of them. So it was like kind of like a gift. And I was explaining like Dr. Long was great. Everything was fine with the surgery. And everybody before I got over here was great. But then I started explaining what was going on, and my wife was like, "Yeah, we didn't get the one lady's name, but uh, my wife works for Centura, and this is Centura Hospital, basically. So my wife works for corporate, though. She's not a nurse or a doctor. She works with the corporate offices. She's a supervisor, a manager somewhere. She could tell you. I never know the right definition of what she does, but she's a boss. So when she started talking to them people, they were like, "Oh, and you work for Centura?" And she's like, "Yep." And she started talking to them, in boss talk. And she's like, they're like, "We're so sorry you got this treatment. What are all the names of the people?" And my wife started telling them all the names. And then we forgot the other lady's name. So she was like, she was like, don't worry about it though. I'll figure it out. And the other ladies was like, "We'll send a message to their supervisors and let them know how you guys were treated." So I don't like being like that because I'm not a snitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the streets, man. I don't believe in snitching, but at some point I gotta just be a civilian, man, and start getting the respect I deserve. I also don't treat people like that because when I start acting like that, people start calling the police. When you start demanding respect and when you start telling people that they can't treat you any old kind of way, then they start fucking raising their voices and getting crazy. And then as soon as you get crazy, they start calling the police. So I try not to put myself in those situations. I let white people treat me like shit all day, every day. And because I know what's going to happen when I turn up. And now you want to call the police and I'm going to jail or I could get shot. So anyway, right before we were leaving, the crazy lady came back in and the coffee lady came back in and she's talking to the other nurse that was in there getting my IV out. And this lady was a smart ass too. But I didn't even tell on her because I didn't know her name either. But um, the other lady came in there and was talking to her. And I told my wife loud and clear, like, "That's the other girl." And my wife was like, "Excuse me, what's your name?" And she's like, "My name is Rachel." And then she's like, "Do you need it? Do you need something?" And my wife was like, "Nope, I'm good. Thank you, though." And she's like, "Okay," and walked out. And then the other lady was like, um, my wife was like, she said her name was Rachel, right? And the other lady was like, "Yeah, that's Rachel. What's the problem?" And she's like, "Nothing. We're good." And she's like, "Is everything okay?" And my wife's like, "Yep, we're fine." And then she's like, "Did she do something wrong?" And my wife's like, "Yeah, no worries. Nothing to worry about." And she's like, "Okay, I guess." And I'm like, "Yeah, you fucking guess. You better hurry the fuck up and do what you need to do and get out my face. Because I've been dealing with your little smart ass mouth all morning, you know." Um, I just couldn't believe the fucking treatment, dog. I'm not a snooty person. I'm not a rich person. I spent all night and all morning trying to make these people laugh so that they can see I'm not some sorry ass black nigga laying up here in this bed. I'm a nice guy. I'm a civilian and citizen just like y'all. Just because I'm black and huge don't mean y'all get to treat me any kind of fucking way. Because I didn't see them treat nobody else like that. And maybe they were, I don't know. But that I don't want to hear that shit. Well, maybe it wasn't just you. Well, then that's a problem, idiots. That's a problem. That's not an excuse. Well, if it wasn't just you, what the fuck does that mean? So that as long as it's not only me, then it's okay. That's stupid as shit. I don't give a shit. You don't treat nobody like that. Stay your ass at home. I'm in so much pain, y'all. I can't afford to get none of my medicine for a while because I got to make sure the people that's working for me get paid. And that's things you got to do as a boss. But these people, they're not considerate. Most people don't care about what you're going through with when you own a business because they're employees. And there's nothing wrong with that. but it's not their place or responsibility to figure shit out. All they do is show up to work and get paid. They don't have to deal with none of the behind scenes shit. So, and then I still got to pay them even when I'm waiting on people to pay me. When I'm waiting on people to give me checks and it's already the 7th of the month and I was supposed to be getting paid on the 1st. So, I let white people do whatever they want to do to me and I can't do shit. Because as soon as I say something, y'all need to pay me on time or this time schedule is not okay. You need to, I don't care when you guys do checks. My checks are due on the 1st, and I need that money in the 1st. But as soon as I do that, it's okay, well, here's our 30-day notice. We don't want to work with you anymore. We'll find somebody else to do it. And then they end up letting my contract go because they don't want to fucking be told what to do by a black man. They're not going to fucking bow down or listen to me. And they want to treat me however they want to treat me. And how dare my black ass stand up for myself. And the moment I say this isn't working and we got to make some changes, well, the change is going to be fuck you, nigger, and you could go wherever the fuck else you want to go, and we'll find some Mexicans to do it. And that's how they all think. Because I'm the only black person out here with a commercial cleaning business that's getting my own contracts and not working for the bigger corporate commercial cleaning people. Is they find the leads and they give you the leads and then you got to pay them. I'm trying to be like that. I'm trying to be like ABN. I'm trying to be like Key People and all the big corporations that contract people out to do the work that they find. I don't want to be a fucking contractor for other people. I want to be my own contractor for my own contracts. And I want to hire people to do the jobs. But because I'm a black guy trying to do something like this, they don't take me serious, especially out here in Colorado. So when I go into these offices and these buildings, they look at me like, excuse me? Well, we're not gonna give you the contract. We'll give it to somebody that's white, and then you can work for them. But they're not gonna give me a $10,000-$15,000 contract for 25,000 square foot building because I'm black, and they don't take me serious. So shit is rough for me, y'all. It really is, man. Because I refuse to be just the Negro that kisses ass and works for people. And in the line of business that I chose, it ain't like I'm cutting grass or, something that I'm outside. These people don't trust black people for some reason to be in their shit. And a lot of my people do a lot of dumbass shit. I ain't gonna lie. Because when you hire them, you got to trust them to go in there and not steal or do the job right and be on time and shit. And a lot of my people ain't doing what the fuck they're supposed to be doing. So I hire a lot of white people and Mexicans, but not Mexicans, but Hispanic people, you know what I'm saying? But I got to get the contracts first. So I got all this shit going on that I'm dealing with, and I'm going through it, and people don't understand. So I don't know. But hopefully this surgery is going to be worth it. Hopefully I'm going to be looking good by the end of the year. I don't know. But I'll get back with y'all next week and we'll do 1 week post-op and see how I'm doing. So thank you guys for watching, and read my bio, read the description. And if you can help, that's great. If not, no worries. I appreciate you even watching. So y'all take care, man. Peace.